Welcome to Coffee Talk. I am your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace, and welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast Show, and I am your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and this is the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. How y'all doing? Man, can you see this big smile on my face? Man, I'm so happy to be back, man. I missed y'all, man. I really did. I missed y'all. I'm happy that a lot of you are tuning in tonight to check out Coffee Talk Podcast to get right back in motion with the number one podcast show, man. Black excellent representative, Coffee Talk Podcast. Yeah, I'm happy to be back, man. How are y'all doing tonight? Man? It's been chilly all over the country, man. So I'm happy to bring you some black excellence tonight. I'm happy to bring you some flavor tonight, and I'm happy to get you away from the things that have been distracting you. You know what I mean? Absolutely. So we're here tonight, man. We're gonna give it a few minutes, man, because we want to make sure that everybody is chiming on in. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up, something. Let me know that that you're here tonight. You know what I mean? Go ahead and let us know. You can do that, and make sure you you hit the like button, share, tell your friends that we're back. But let me know that you can hear me. You know what I mean? On my end, it does sound cool. It sounds clear. But anyway, enough of that. Welcome. But tonight here on Coffee Talk Podcast, man, we're going to go ahead and discuss a very heavy topic, man. We're going to talk about protests. That's right. We're going to talk about if protests are effective or if they're not effective. You know what I mean? So before we even jump into that, I want to let you know that this is not intended to bring people down. It's more to bring people to make rational decisions, critical decisions, and not reactionary decisions. So that's exactly what our goal is for tonight. But we definitely want to make sure we uplift you too, educate you as well. And so tonight we're going to talk about protests. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead before we jump into the show. Or if you're new, we never start the show without giving you the wise words of the night and the flavor. What is the wise words? The wise words can be any type of motivation, any type of quote from one of our living ancestors or one of our ancestors that moved on into the essence that still looks over us and that left information and knowledge and wisdom with us. Also, the flavor is just something that, either you're sipping on or, you got something, whether that is coffee, a latte, a beer, wine, whatever you sipping on, a smoothie, that's the flavor. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into the show. And again, thank you for coming back. Coffee Talk Podcast 2026. Let's go. All right, so tonight's wise words. That's right. Tonight's wise words is from a brother, one of our ancestors, that was born April 5th, 1856. And of course, he went on to the essence November 14th, 1915 in Tuskegee, Alabama. He is the founder of the National Negro Business League. He also was an educator, an orator, and an author. We are speaking tonight of one of our great ancestors that goes by the name of Booker T. Washington. Booker T. Washington once quoted. He said, I have learned that success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life as by the obstacles which he has had to overcome while trying to succeed. Those are the words of Booker T. Washington. All right, all right. Now we're going to go ahead and dive right into the flavor. What's the flavor tonight before we go ahead and start our show? So check it. Tonight's flavor, I had to go with this, man, because the country is cold. Here in the Twin Cities, man, just the other day, it was like 20 below. And we're just now starting to get out of that freezing point. So tonight's flavor also comes from an article I found in Men's Health. But tonight's flavor is hot chocolate, hot cocoa. That's right, hot chocolate or hot cocoa. Let's talk about the benefits of that. All right. So according to nutritionist therapist Buwana Loha, he states hot chocolate made with a high quality of cocoa powder or dark chocolate with more than 80% cocoa is rich in plant compounds called flavonoids, which have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Numerous studies investigated been linked to positive outcomes when having hot chocolate. According to Men's Health and according to Buwana Loha, these positive outcomes include improved gut health, healthier blood vessels, lower blood pressure, enhanced cognitive function. Also, the high qualities of cocoa is a good source of several minerals, including magnesium, iron, copper, manganese, potassium, and zinc. According to Buwana Lohi, a nutritionist, he states these nutritional supports also bring help with cardiovascular, metabolic health, nerve function, and antioxidant defense. So tonight's flavor is a nice, hot, warm cup of hot chocolate, hot cocoa. That's tonight's flavor. Yeah, Coffee Talk Podcast. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So now let's go ahead and get right into it, man. What is a protest? And I asked that to people that may not know. And I also asked that to our young high school students, our young kids in grade school, as well as people that just don't know. You know what I'm talking about? So let's go ahead and talk about protests. And then we're going to talk about some of our ancestors that disagreed with it. And then I want to hear your thoughts. So if you're following me on Facebook, go ahead and leave us a comment. Let us know what your thoughts are. And if you're on YouTube, you can go ahead and leave us a comment as well. Also, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button and so forth. And if we can't answer your question through YouTube, of course not, we will definitely backtrack and make sure that we follow up on your comments. So what is a protest? A protest is a public expression of objection to what someone said or done. A protest is to express disapproval or dissent against something like policy, action, or idea through demonstrations, marches, or organized events to influence opinion or policy. I want to stop right there because I want to pull something out just within those words of something I need you to really pay attention to as we discuss this. Again, it says protests are through demonstrations, marches, or organized events to influence opinion or policy. So what is an opinion? An opinion, and we're going to take this from Dr. Joy DeGury, in the book Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. On page 54, Dr. DeGury, am I pronouncing that right? DeGury, I'm sorry. But the doctor points out that an opinion is a belief or judgment based on grounds of insufficient to produce complete certainty. A person's view, attitude, or appraisal is an opinion. Why do I bring that up? It's because a lot of people, when you bring them truth, they'll say, well, that's your opinion. And a lot of people pull that card out because they don't want to do the research. They don't want to do the work. Oh, yeah, they'll jump into a healthy debate and give you their fears, their feelings, and etc. But 9 times out of 10, if you just listen, either they're using the word in the wrong language, in the wrong structure, or they're talking off the side of their neck. No, I don't want you to ever go by my opinion. And I practice daily not to give you my opinion. I want you to do the work. I want you to research. I want you to know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So never cast on a person that they're just giving you their opinion if they're not. Again, an opinion is just a belief. A belief doesn't mean nothing. Belief actually means you don't know. You believe, which means you don't know. So an opinion is a judgment based on grounds of insufficient to produce complete certainty. And that's what I just said, meaning that you don't know. That's what it is. So when we talk about these protests, is it really worth it? Are you really out there protesting? When I look at these protests and several others in the past, here's what here's what I saw. How do you protest and you're selling t-shirts at the protest? How do you protest when somebody's on the sidelines making hamburgers and hot dogs for everybody? Is that a protest? How do you protest when you use it to down those that are not out there with you? Absolutely. I heard people, I don't know if it's their first time protesting or if they're just thinking with a crab in the barrel mentality. I heard people that were protesting, picking on people that were at home. They would use phrases such as, oh, you keyboard protesters, y'all's not out here. Hell no, I'm not out there. It's 30 fucking below zero. Excuse my French. It's 30 below zero. And you're out protesting. I know in my lifetime, I've made hundreds of protests. I've walked in hundreds of protests. And no, this is not individualized or it's not about me per se. But a lot of people have attended protests. And what has it changed? What has it accomplished? I tell people this. The only thing that's ever come to a marcher is crowd noise. Crowd noise. What do you mean by crowd noise, Simon? People yelling, we shall, woo, woo, woo. We want this, we want that. We're not going to stand for this. We're not going to stand for that. So you're doing all of this yelling, thinking that the same people that's beating you upside your head is going to feel some type of remorse and save you at the same time. So does protest really affect change? I'll tell you this. What is a protest? A protest is not taking your ass out there putting your life on the line, not being able to come home to some young kids that need you. A father leaving work to go protest in a rightful manner. Because it's all about righteousness. But you take it the wrong way and you go protest with a bunch of other people. You don't know if you guys are in sync or what, because there's no leadership out there. There's just a combustion of a bunch of people that are protesting. Some have been accused of getting paid to be out there. That's right. Sports analyst out of Minnesota, Mr. Paul Allen, allegedly is under fire for making that statement that protesters are getting paid. I know a few people that were out there protesting. I don't know if they were paid or not. I would like to think they wasn't because I know them, but I don't know. But even if you know, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that you know and care for that's out there protesting. That doesn't mean the other 20 is not there to get paid, or they're not there to conjure up some type of mischief to keep it going. You got cameras out there. And that's another thing. What is a protest if we are all, one moment, where's my phone? If we are all doing this, are we protesting? Or is everybody trying to collect coverage? What is a protest? To me, a protest would be strategizing. To me, a protest would be sitting with other like minds and thinking about where we would go if war popped off. What type of health things do we have, such as Band-Aids, such as hand wrap, such as antiseptic medicine to take germs out of cuts. A protest is strategizing. A protest is sitting with A-like minds and thinking about how to defend yourself. Not going out in the streets and with hundreds of people, but no plan. You cannot accomplish anything in life without a plan, without sitting with other A-like minds and building off that plan, building off that counsel. What is a protest? Has a protest ever solved anything? Well, I want to read to you 4 people, and it's not about color, but I'm going to mention it. 3 of them is African American, if that's the word you want to use, black, if that's what you want to use. I'm not here to argue it. And one's a European. I want to start with a gentleman by the name of Paul Watson. Paul Watson is a prominent Marine. He's an environmental activist, and he's also the co-founder of Greenpeace. Here are the words of Paul Watson regarding protests. Paul Watson said, arguing that action is more effective than symbolic protesting. Protesting is fundamentally submissive. He said, Paul Watson said, protesting is fundamentally submissive. So I ask you, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? In your 30 years of living, your 40 years of living, your 50 years of living, your 60 years of living, and all the trials and tribulations that my people have gone through for 400 plus years on this soil. and the hundreds of years of protesting. What has it accomplished? Put it in the comments, y'all. Let us know. Again, Paul Watson said, protesting is fundamentally submissive. Next, Robert Jones Jr. He's what they call a essayist. And this is my first time hearing the word, so if I'm stumbling over the word, I apologize. But an essayist is a blogger or a person that writes essays. Now, there is an argument of, are these the words of James Baldwin, one of our great scholars, or is this the words of Robert Jones? Robert Jones, as a blogger, calls himself the son of Baldwin. And he wrote this in a column, August 18th, 2015, regarding protests. Robert Jones Jr. states, we can disagree and still love each other unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and right to exist. We can disagree and still love each other unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and right to exist. These are the words of Robert Jones Jr. So can we agree to disagree? Absolutely. But what this is telling me is that even if we disagree on how to get it done or accomplished, we still have to agree that the bigger picture in this is love. So we need to be making sure on the home front is okay, the family is okay, that we are prepping ourselves, we are protecting ourselves, we are strategizing. Or even taking on strategic, planning of defense. All warriors do this. All military does this. So again, does protesting actually solve anything? The third person that speaks on protests, one of our great ancestors, we love her. She just passed a couple months back, so we salute her. And she goes by the name of Assata Shakur. Assata Shakur stated, nobody in the world, nobody in history has ever gotten their freedom by appealing to the morale sense of people who were expressing them. And I said that at the top of the show. You have people going out in 20 below weather, pretty much emotionally reacting, but I understand. But they're going out there protesting, yet with a bunch of people that all have different individual thoughts on the matter, risking their lives with no plan, with no strategies, yelling at the top of their lungs what they will not stand for. Because again, protest is through demonstrations, marches, organized events to influence opinion or policy, right? That's what we said. So to be out there in 30 below, but you're going, yeah, we won't do this. We ain't gonna stand for this. But you don't have a plan. It's a mockery. It's a bunch of marchers. And all you hear is crowd noise. What is protest? Is it effective? You tell me. And lastly, the last person is a high-ranking official, soldier, general. And he goes by the name of Colin Powell. Colin Powell wrote this quote regarding anti-war protesting in 1991. You want to know what Colin Powell said? Colin Powell said, protest is not policy. Protest is not policy. People listen to policy, right? What makes things move? What is our strategic plan? How are we going to go about accomplishing and reaching our goal? By any means necessary. You can't do anything if you don't strategically plan your movements, whether you're playing checkers or chess. Colin Powell said protest is not policy. Assata Shakur said, nobody in the world, nobody in history has ever gotten their freedom by appealing to the morale sense of people who were oppressing them. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and do whatever you do, but I'm telling you to stop. Just because somebody's at home while you are out freezing your butt off in the cold, trying to make a difference with your voice. Yet receipts show protesting has never been changed anything. To turn around and say, all you keyboard activists. That sounds like a sensitive remark. Have you sat down with those people that decided, man, we protested so much, man, we gonna sit back and think of different ways to do things, different ways that we can meet at the table and try to garner a peaceful solution. Because at the end of the day, we all want peace. At the end of the day, we all just want to be respected. At the end of the day, we all just want to be heard. But if you asking the same people that's busting your head, that's watering you down with a water hose or any of that type of stuff, coming into your communities, whether rightfully so or not, you asking them to save you as well, I don't know where you've been. We got to get with A-like minds and start to think solution-based in a solution manner. You know what I mean? So that's our show for tonight, man. A nice, quick 30-minute show. I'm happy to say to my audience tonight, man, we was on time, baby. You know what I'm talking about? We was on time tonight. You know it. Yeah. Because we're happy to be back, man. We're happy to be giving you that 2026 Coffee Talk podcast, man. We got more in store. You know what I mean? This is Black Excellence. You're not going to come on our show and hear nothing ignorant. You're not going to come on our show and hear nobody talking crazy, or we're not going to be showing fight videos. This is Black Excellence. So all of our coverage is for everybody. But you're not going to be bombarded with news that actually portrays people in a bad manner, like the old news. You know what I'm saying? We the new news. So you're going to get it here first. Coffee Talk Podcast. So I just want to let you know before I go, Coffee Talk Podcast is a cultural variety podcast show. We appear 3 days a week. And if we miss a day, we just miss a day. But we appear 3 days a week. Sunday, Monday is what we call Cultural Studies Night. Wednesday is what we call Sports Night. But we don't care about who won or lost a game or what the score was. We like to talk about the different intricacies that goes on behind the scenes in the world of sports. And then on Friday and Saturday, we like to let loose. We like to let our hair down. We like to enjoy ourselves. So what we do, we call that grown folks social hour. Make sure you tune in on a Friday, Saturday night when it's cold. You don't want to go out, or maybe you just, you low key, you don't go out anyway, but you want to have some good conversation, some fun, some laughter. Make sure you stop by Coffee Talk Podcast and get it from your boy Dot. You heard me? So until next time, man. First, I want to give a big shout out to Darius Fields. OD, I salute you, champ. You know what I'm saying? I salute you, Lord. And then Troy Felix, my cousin. Thank you, brother, for y'all tuning in tonight with Coffee Talk Podcast, man. That really means a lot. I appreciate y'all. So until next time, check us out Wednesday. We got Sports Wednesday. Let's talk about it. I'll see y'all Wednesday night around 6:30, 7 o'clock. You know where it is. Coffee Talk Podcast. Peace. We out of here.